I have taken my frame, my stocky, blocky, in need of a tan, blotchy frame, as far as I can out of the frame so you can still see me and know that's AhhFuGGiT right now. Hosted by me, who this, 3/4 of me, because I need the full frame shot to get most of this guy right here, who I've met on occasions, once or twice I believe, via Brendan.
He's being humble. It's just he's so big, he don't fit in the frame. That's what it is.
Now you're making me sound fat. How do you come up, or I guess even go ahead and dub yourself Flow God of all things?
All right, so the way I do it is the reason why I named myself. So basically, the reason why I named myself Flow God. Well, my dad was a rapper, right?
Oh.
Like he loved to rap, like so. He used to go by Flow G. He was more gangster than me. He used to go by Flow Gun, right? Flow Gun, which is like he just be spitting like. So that was the metaphor behind it. Like he's just spitting fire, like spitting bullets. So like that was his thing. I like took that name from him, just out of inspiration. But I'm not gangster at all. So I didn't like that name Flow Gun. I like the name Flow G. I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna be Flow G. I never knew what Flow G stand for. So I just left it like that. I was just like, it's Flow G, like I like it, and that's it. The G could mean whatever the freak I want besides garbage. So so like eventually what happened was like when I became old enough, when I did enough studying, enough crafting, I said, I think I'm able to call myself Flow God now. Because I've done so many flows over the years and over the time I studied. And that's the thing. A lot of people mistake like when you prepare for situations or you prepare for a certain level, they mistake that as arrogance and confidence. But it's like, it's not. It's really more studying and just being prepared. And once I thought I was prepared enough to say Flow God, like I could literally rap like Bone Thugs and Harmony to like Biggie, like, you know what I mean, like those kind of flows and hitting every kind of angle. I said, you know what, I think I'm a flow guy. I think, I'm not saying I'm the best flower, but I'm saying I think I'm able to do any flow at a mastered level, like on a top tier level.
Right, so without copying, but more like paying homage to the essence of the flow.
Exactly.
Capturing the vibes.
Capturing the vibes and just coming up with creative flows that a lot of people just don't even come up with. Like they not that they can't, but they don't, and they don't take the time to like craft their flow the way I craft my flow. So
you're dedicated.
Yeah, I was like, you know, it was time for me. I said that sounds, not only does it have a meaning behind it, but it sounds like a good ring to it. Flow God.
It does,
you know
absolutely
what I mean?
Does.
People remember that, for bad or for worse, but they will remember Flow God. You know what I mean?
Because it is unique. Because I can't really think of anybody, at least that stands out to me, from hip hop or rap that has a God in the name that I can think of immediately. At least.
Well, not their actual name, but you know, you got the Six God. Like that comes to mind all the time.
Right.
Yeah, Base God. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they don't have it specifically in their name, but they have it. They claim it. And to me, it's not a form of like religious belief or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just a form of tier. You know, like I don't know if you play video games.
Yeah, definitely.
You ever somebody does something crazy in a video game, you're like, oh, he's a god.
God mode.
Yeah, he's on God mode. Like he's a god. Like it's like that.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the Call of Duty players. I'm a huge Call of Duty player.
Fuck all you Call of Duty players.
That's exactly where I come from.
Y'all be wrecking me like I'm asking to be wrecked and shit.
If y'all want the business in Cold War, y'all can get it. If y'all want the business in Warzone, y'all can get it.
Yeah, get at him. Don't get at me.
Him first. You gotta beat him first before you get to me.
Oh yeah, then you gotta move on to God mode.
Yeah, you gotta go on to God tier.
Imagine being a cocksucker and a motherfucker. Not just being called that, but actually being a cocksucker, meaning you suck cock. And a motherfucker, meaning you intently go out to fuck just mothers. That'd be kind of crazy. Because then you're definitely bi, because you're sucking cock and you're fucking mothers. And you can't fucking suck cock and fuck a mother without your own dick. So that cancels out. And also, yeah, you would have to be bi, right? Or you could be someone that didn't fully transition. You could have just been a guy who got the fucking the tits, the hair, the ass, everything, just short of the fucking pee-pee getting chopped off. But, you know, That's okay, I guess.
So yeah, so that's how that came about. It had nothing to do with religion, nothing. You guys believe what y'all want to believe. I believe what I want to believe. Your religion is your religion, my religion is mine, and we separate the thing. This is just about making good music and good vibes and good energy.
Nothing sacrilegious.
Yeah, that's it. So
he's innocent.
I'm definitely innocent, very innocent. You can see it in my face. Come on, I'm the kindest person you ever meet.
No, he is a legit nice guy. I mean, nice enough to introduce himself. When I first met you, I believe, in person at least.
Right.
It might have been, I want to say, like a year or so ago, pre-pandemic, at one of Brendan's shows.
Right, Brendan's my cousin.
Brendan's your cousin, which I learned that day of.
Brendan's my cousin. Shout out to Brendan, man.
I always shout out to Brendan.
Always shout out to Brendan.
The most Brendan of Brendans, the realest of them.
He said it the best.
Yeah, he knows.
He's the Brendan god.
See, that's the funny thing about Brendan. He's the god of Brendans.
He's the god of Brendans.
He was too ashamed to actually embrace that because I guess Brendan with 2 E's, it's like, particular enough.
Right.
I mean, there was Brendan Fraser, but then who remembers him? He's fat now, so who cares really? So he's the only real Brendan with 2 E's that takes out the moniker.
Yes, he's the best Brendan with 2 E's.
Absolutely. No competition. EA, sure, whatever. You can suck like Electronic Arts, that whole label too. But no, EE is Brendan. He's the god of all them.
He is. Shout out to him, man. I love his hustle. I watch him all the time. I'm the older cousin, but sometimes he made me look like the younger cousin.
Surprisingly,
his hustle is crazy.
Surprisingly, by the baby face, you're the older cousin.
I'm the older
not to call Brendan older looking or like disheveled for his age. But, it's the Puerto Rican genetics. I know that because just look at J-Lo. She just turned 52. She looks like 25. Just reverse the number order.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, if anything, too, if we can touch on Brendan briefly.
Of course.
I know he's doing his thing and his work ethic kind of varies to yours.
Right.
But and since you're older, as you clarified now, surprisingly.
Right.
Who got into music first, if you remember or recall? You did.
I was into music before Brendan even knew what it was. Like, I think I was doing music like years and years way before Brendan even started. I remember going out to one of Brendan's shows that he was doing, and I was already grown. Like, I was already grown. He was like a teenager. I was already grown, and he was rapping maybe for 1 year or 2 years or something like that. It wasn't too long before he started rapping, and I was already grown. I was already like doing my thing. I think I probably was already in this studio right here, engineering, if I remember correctly. So, like, I started way before him. But like I said, his hustle's so crazy you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is.
You wouldn't even notice.
No, but
we have 2 different styles, yo.
No, it is like night and day per se.
Day. Yeah,
very different.
He's more like, he's very hip hop eccentric, like very like straight hip hop.
Yeah.
Me, I diverse a little bit. Like, for me, it's because to me this is the thing. He's a hip hop artist. That's how I like to say it. Me, I'm a music artist. You know what I mean? So like, it's not that one is better than the other, has nothing to do with that. We just in 2 different lanes. I like to make music with different kinds of energies, different kind of vibes. If you listen to my music straight, you'll be like, I can't believe this is even the same artist, because I got hip hop that touches Caribbean vibes like reggaeton. I got it even goes back to Afrobeat. I do regular hip hop. I do like club stuff. Like, I try to diverse it as much as possible, which is why I call myself Flow God, because I try to diverse my flows so often that people don't even know what's coming next. You know what I mean? And Brendan, I feel like, is very eccentric. Yeah. And he's very hip hop-ish. He loves to tell his stories. He loves to stay on topics and just like really get his message across. Yeah. Me, I like to get my vibe across.
So you're like the Jay-Z, he's like the Nas. Pretty much.
Pretty much, you could say so. You could say that. I like to get my vibe across. I'm a guy, like, I could be rapping the hardest shit you ever heard in your life. Can I curse on this?
Yeah.
I could be rapping.
Oh, fuck it, it's in the title. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, right. So I could be rapping the hardest shit, right? And it could be the best shit. It could be the best shit ever written, better than whoever, right? And if I feel like the crowd not feeling it, I don't like it. It's like, it's not it for me. You know what I mean? These metaphors and these double entendres, this wordplay, this rhyme scheme, it's trash to me, because like, it's not getting nobody moving. They're not really feeling what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Which is like, there's a lot of people that overall doesn't understand hip hop. I come from hip hop. I come from being a lyricist and a rapper, right? Like that's what I am. I'm a rapper, but I wouldn't categorize myself as a lyricist because like a lot of people don't understand that level of complexity. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lost art.
Right. So you ever seen, like, for instance, like you've been to the shows, right? You've been to the showcases. You've been to all that. You ever seen the rapper that was so dope, but then he get on stage and he grab the microphone and stay in one spot and go like this, and he's like spitting the best thing you ever heard in your life, but you don't really know what the heck he's saying, and he's just there like versus the guy who's not saying nothing and he just there like jumping on the couch, hey, and then the crowd is like, oh, this is fire. That's the difference. I'd rather be the guy who's not saying much and getting the crowd going because I'm like a good energy kind of spreader. I try to spread my positive energy throughout other people. So that's my goal. My goal is not for you to hear my story. Well, now where I think my creativity comes in, and my like this mastery of creativity that I try to do is I try to do that without losing the essence of lyricism. You see what I'm saying? So gotcha. I want people, when they hear my music, they go, oh, that's jumping, that's fire, that's popping. But then when they listen back, they go, oh wait, he's really saying some shit. He's deep. You know what I mean?
I get that.
He's like, it's deep. But at first, you don't get that vibe.
Yeah, absolutely, because I get that. And well, we'll discuss more, like you brought up to me before we started rolling, like why you have more or only singles out versus actual, let's say, EPs, projects and such, a la everybody else, which I totally understood the way you explained it too, because we're in modern times. But the interesting thing is, I absolutely get that, how you explain that now, because just listening to your music now, you're more the vibe setter, the mood setter per se. You do have the bars in there, you do have the lines in there too, but you're not like overly fabulous with it, overly Jadakiss with it, or like throwing it back to the 80s with the God MCs, level tier, whatever. It's there, you hear it, it's the essence, but you're more, again, like you said, set on setting the vibe, having fun.
Exactly. Like I said, like I can do that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
I hear you could.
I can go. If you hear him, there's bars that I be having sometimes. It's like, oh wait, that's crazy.
Smooth
like,
Spitter.
Yeah, like in Smooth Spitter is a good example. Like it just depends on the vibe that I'm doing with the song. As long as I could get that vibe across, I'm going with it. But if I did Smooth Spitter right and did the bars that I did in Smooth Spitter and it wasn't coming out right, I'll scrap the whole thing. I wouldn't mind. I would scrap the whole thing. And like I said, like, put it like this. Fabulous is one of my favorite rappers, right? Yeah. And Fabulous is one of my favorite rappers. Lil Wayne is one of my favorite rappers. To me, I feel like he's one of the best rappers that ever lived, but that's just my opinion. I feel like his run is like never gonna be topped. But that's my opinion. But like as far as like Jay-Z, influenced by Jay-Z, Fabulous, Jadakiss. Like, I'm influenced by all these, like, even Big Daddy Kane, like, all these, like, really, really lyrical guys. But then, like, if you ask me, like, who's one of your top rappers, and you're going to be like, you're bugging out, and I know I'm bugging out, but I say it every time, I love Nelly. I love Nelly as a rapper. I love his songs. I just love him. Like, I feel like his vibe, right. Exactly. I feel like his vibe is unmatched. I feel like when Nelly goes on the stage or he does a song, that vibe is positive, is energetic. It's like so catching. Like, like Hot in Here comes on even to this day.
Yeah, that's.
And what happens?
No denying.
And what happens? You know what I mean? And what happens? What happens? Or if you wanna go and take a ride with me, we three. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that goes on. What happens? Your mood immediately changed. Just like boom.
That's good. Yeah.
And like a lot of people in the hip hop community, like I said, they focus a lot on lyrics and lyricism and bars. So Nelly lacks that a little bit.
Yeah.
So they will never give that credit to him. But I feel like as a music artist, his energy is unmatchable. You can't match, like, that's like something like Missy Elliott.
Oh yeah, right.
You can't match Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott may not be the best lyricist, but come on, you can never match her energy. As soon as she gets on, boom, that's Missy Elliott. You know what I mean? And that I think that's a little downplayed in the hip hop community, but in overall music listeners, you know, which is like everybody in the world, right? They understand that and that kind of energy, and that's the kind of energy that I like to tap into.
It's funny because that is a hard energy to tap into, and you're right. Nelly is a good example of that because absolutely he's not a top tier lyricist, MC, whatever.
Right.
But he knows how to make a song. A song that's catchy, a song that can flow, a song that can go in the club, most importantly. So that's why he still has staying power till now.
Exactly.
Like you said, Hot in Here. I remember Country Grammar when that dropped. That was everywhere. I love that song. I'm not a big Nelly fan, to be honest, but there's certain songs of his that hit.
Right.
I can relate to. I can remember the time where I was when it dropped. I wasn't in the club like that ever, but I can remember.
You got to understand, even Nelly, you say you're not a big Nelly fan, that's cool, but Nelly went from hip hop and he started doing country music and still hit the charts.
Well, you know, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did it, but he did it. That's the thing. Like, the thing is, like,
he did his thing.
He was able to go beyond just a rapper.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Which is like that. People want to be the best rapper, and that's a great goal. Be the Kendrick, be the J. Cole, be the the Nas, be the Jay-Z or whoever you think is the best rapper. Even the Drakes or whatever. Yeah. Right? Like, be that best rapper. That's great, but that's not my goal. My goal is to be the best music artist I can be. Music artist. So, like, if I hear a rock song and I think it's popping and I can get on it, I'm gonna go and get on that rock song because, like I said, I'm all about the vibe. If that energy is right and it's hitting and it's getting me hype or it's getting somebody, man, I'm there. I'm with it. You know what I mean? So like, and I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna flow on it, however I flow on it, and I'm gonna make sure I make it amazing. And that's just me as a music artist. I like to be a music artist, not just a rapper. If that makes sense.
No, it does absolutely. Like, you're encompassing that whole essence of an artist.
Right. I'm a rapper, but I'm trying to be the best music artist that I can be.
I totally get that. So, I mean, listen, if Nas could do a song with Korn back when,
there you go.
And it kind of worked, actually.
There you go.
Even though I love Nas. He's in my top 3. I go Nas, Rakim, Lupe, as far as my favorite MCs of all time.
Okay.
But holy shit, I can't remember the name of that track, but he sounded like he was half asleep or just woke up from a nap when he did the hook for Korn on that song. Because he had to say fuck everybody. He's like, fuck everybody. With the least amount of energy possible. As Nas as possible, with the least amount of energy as possible. No offense to Nas, God tier and everything too, but still, like, it's Korn, for God's sakes.
Right.
If Jonathan Davis is over there with his dreadlocks going all crazy and shit too, vibing out, I think Nas could put a little effort into it too. Or maybe he just had too much Henny in the cup.
That could be it, man. That could be it. You know how many? Because the fans don't know, but I'm also a music engineer. So, like, you know how many sessions I have where artists come in and they just get too drunk and they literally just like, they trying to spit their rhymes but they really can't. They're just slurring all their words and it's just like, oh yeah, make it work. Okay, sure, you're gonna get that, all right? You're gonna get that, but it's gonna sound clean, like what can I do? I can't do anything else besides that.
Do you still feel like it's from back when we used to hear stories about payola or having to like not confront the DJs, but step to the DJ, give your record directly, hand off like that too? Or is it kind of waxed?
Well, how that work is always, and it's not even as far as payola, because like you don't have to pay a DJ to spin your record. Sometimes all it takes is for you to send them a drink. You know what I mean? Vibe with them. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's just it goes with everything. Like, if you my boy, right? I'm gonna get you in the studio faster than I get somebody that I don't know in the studio, right? Let's say you're an artist and you my boy. You want to rap, right? I'm gonna be like, okay, let's work a deal. I'm gonna cut a deal for you that I don't cut with everybody else because I know you. You're my boy. Same way the DJ's gonna feel, right?
Okay.
If you vibe out with the DJ first and become acquaintances and like he see you often, eventually he's gonna be like, who that person? You know what I mean? Who that kid? And that's your shot right there. That's your shot. With DJ Fabio, was actually crazy because I didn't meet him at the club. I met him working as an AV tech. He used to during the day, what he used to do was he used to drive the equipment.
Okay.
So he was the trucker for the equipment, and he started working for the company that I worked for. And he's like, "Oh, you an artist? I DJ like, and I DJ." And I was like, "No, you don't." You know, I'm like, "No, you don't." Whatever, right? And at that time, I was probably like, I wasn't even 25 yet. I was 23. He really does DJ. He really does DJ. And he was like, "Send me some music, you know. Maybe I could rock with you." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I started sending him music, and he's honest. He's very honest. If he doesn't like your song, he's gonna be like, "I can't spin that here. It's not it. This is not the crowd. This is not." So like me, you know, being adventurous with my music, I started going off into more Caribbean style music. You know, Puerto Rico type, Dominican type, you know, sounds, and branching off of hip hop a little bit, but still keeping the essence. And he started messing with that kind of music. So now when I have a new song, he's like, "Let me hear it. I'll play it. I'll spin it." You know, and that's just all from love, because I know him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know him, and I'm his boy now. So, like I said, he's gonna spin my record, or he's gonna give me an opportunity to spin my record faster than he'll give an opportunity to somebody else who he doesn't even know. He doesn't, you know. Yeah, it's connecting, it's networking. You know, that's just what it is. And so it's not necessarily payola, I don't feel, but maybe it's just on the level that I'm on that I haven't felt that way. Maybe as you advance, you know, it gets more deeper than that. But as of now, I can't say that.
Well, no, I mean, thank goodness it's not like that no more, at least in your case, because I mean, reading stories, hearing back from other artists and how they used to have to do this and take all these extra steps to like even get a DJ, an A&R, whoever to acknowledge them was always so crazy to hear. I can imagine now it's as simple as like, "Hey, airdrop me that, email me this, whatever, send me a link to whatever too as well." And then like you said, it could be just their taste, they could be honest, they could not, or just take it, listen to it and not fuck with it at all and leave it at that.
I mean, you still have those, you still have that's like, "Oh yeah, if you give me this much money, I can get you into an interview with Def Jam." Right?
Yeah.
I'm always cautious with those. I never take those.
No, you gotta be,
I never take those. I feel like as an artist, don't take those. As an upcoming artist, don't take those. Independent artists, don't take those.
Oh, especially nowadays, because
I feel like
the independent route is like so like open now.
One, the independent route is so open. You want to stay independent if you can. But the other thing is, like, let your music talk for you. Don't let your money talk for you. Once you let your money talk for you, then that's what it's gonna be everywhere you go. They're gonna, okay, you want to perform here, you gotta pay. You gotta do this, you want to pay. You gotta do this, you want to pay. Right? That's what it's gonna be, no matter what, because your talent didn't speak for itself. Let your talent. If Def Jam wants to holler at you, they gonna holler at you.
They'll look for you.
Yeah, give your stuff to Def Jam, and if they holler at you, they holler at you. You know, just keep pushing, keep fighting, keep grinding, and let them catch on to you before the rest of your audience catch on to you, because once your audience catch on to you, you don't need Def Jam no more. Now you got your own lane.
Nowadays,
right now Def Jam gonna be calling you, so you gotta like I said, don't stay away from those. Don't do those. Don't do those. I've done spend so much money and it's not worth it. I find more successful to just take that money that you was gonna spend on somebody else to do something for you and just invest it in yourself. Anyhow, if it's promotion, if it's getting equipment, if it's, you know, getting props, so like that you could do a cool music video, you know, or pay for a music video, pay for beats, but invest it into yourself. Put it back into yourself, rather than giving it to somebody like be like, here's $5,000 and get me an interview with Def Jam. Then you go to Def Jam and it's not even anybody that you know, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, no, we don't mess with your music." Then there you go, that's your $5,000. It's like, what?
No proof of
right, no proof of anything, nothing to show for it, anything. So I be wary about that. I mean, if that's what you want to do, if you feel like, hey, I could pay my way into the game, go ahead, but I doubt it's gonna work, you know.
Keep paying to be stupid otherwise, if you're willing to do so.
I ain't say all that, but yeah.
Well, I'm saying it for you. He's being so clean and cautious about it because he's been burned, obviously, and he's learned his lessons. But if you want to be the dummy and go ahead and step to whoever and pay out of your pocket to, like, "Hey, look at me," and they look at you, you're ugly. Your sound's ugly, whatever. You're just ugly altogether. Fuck it.
Also,
send you right back.
And also what I notice is once you pay, people see you have money and they try to get more.
Exactly.
Every time.
You're just an open wallet.
Every time. when it comes to business, I'm like the nicest person because I do this music because I love it, not because it's a means to living for me. I do it because I love it, and it's just my passion. So when I'm doing business, I don't like to do it. Like, I don't like the business aspect of it because I feel like it takes away from the creativity for me. So what I do is, and it burns me so many times, is like, let's say you're a videographer, right? And I go, okay, I got this dope song that I want to do. I got a video idea. Let's do it like this, and this. And then we start doing the video, and then you go, okay, but I need this much to do the video. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll give you everything. I won't hustle you. I won't do anything. You want to know why? Because I want you to feel like you got paid what you were worth, and I want the business to be out of it. I want the business to go away, and then you just focused on my music, and we just focused on the project together.
That makes sense.
But then eventually what ends up happening, which I've been there, is like, oh, but if you want to do that, then you got to pay me this much more. Oh, if you want to do that, then you got to pay me. And it's like, hold on, you see, I gave you money straight up.
Yeah.
So now you see that I got some kind of money or some kind of funds for the project, and because you lowballed yourself, now you want to get that money back some other way, and it doesn't make sense. So that's when you gotta see what business you kind of doing, because those people, that's when you just chop them off, even though it might hurt you. It might hurt you because like, and now you might not get a video, or now you might get a crappy video. But to me, it's so much more necessary to have a team that you don't have to be cautious about the business for. You just focus on the projects. You know.
I mean, that'll come in time, but also it sucks that you pretty much gotta be able to read people too, to see if you pay up front, half up front, whatever too, and see what works best for both of you.
Right.
But you know, it's just
I'm an idiot like that too, by the way. It's like I said, I'm the idiot in a lot of those situations, and I get it, I understand it. But like I said earlier, I'm the nicest person you ever meet. So like, I understand what I'm getting myself into. I know the consequences, but I'm sending a warning. Don't move like that.
When in the fuck are you gonna stop fucking talking and pull the fucking trigger? How many times are you gonna fucking live that dream in your fucking mind? How many times are you gonna talk about how fucking great you're gonna be? How many times are you going to fucking plan your attack and not have the fucking balls to pull the fucking trigger? It's fucking time. Shut the fuck up. Pull up your fucking panties and pull the goddamn trigger. It's fucking time to go to work.
I mean, speaking of your level of talent, you know, again, I did find it interesting when I tried looking up your stuff more in depth on Spotify and wherever else available too.
Right.
I was surprised, maybe not so much nowadays, because I get it, like EPs are like the really popular thing, like 2-3 tracks throwaways. If it works on a Friday, maybe I'll do like in 3 weeks another 5 or 6 to see, like, you know, because I don't want to bother putting out a whole project and watching it not go anywhere, do numbers.
Right.
So I was surprised to see that you have about, if I'm not mistaken, correct me, feel free to, about 6 singles out right now?
Like 7, right?
6 or 7, give or take.
Yeah, and what I'm doing is basically, see, this is the thing, I'm not at the level of, you know, a Travis Scott or Drake or you know, anybody who's like really A-list. Kanye, right? Shout out to Kanye.
Fucking Donda. Not R.I.P. Donda. I meant the album.
Is he dropping that? Like,
he's supposed
what's the word?
Be dropping. He was supposed to drop
yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday, Friday.
Okay, but he's Kanye, so it doesn't really matter when he drops. It's gonna be popping.
It still hurts when he fucking plays you like that.
Oh no, it hurts. It hurts the fans
every time.
But they still gonna get it when it drops. So everybody still want to hear it. I know I do.
Yeah, I do.
I know. I want to be one of the first ones to hear it.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. This is not looking good, Pam. Michael, do you need me to call an ambulance?
No, I want you to pick me up.
Okay. Wait a sec. I thought you said that you were hurt.
I am hurt.
Yeah, so I'm not an A-list rapper yet. So what I do is I take my content and I release it strategically, so like that my fan base can go up every time. Every time I release something,
chess moves, kind of.
Right, kind of like chess moves, but kind of like building blocks.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like if let's say I got an album, you know, 16, 17 songs, I'd rather drop a song, promote it, get more fans on that one, drop another one, get more fans on that one, and work my way all the way up to the 16 songs is released, then drop a whole album let's say I got 200 followers, whatever, right? I got 200 followers. If I drop one song and I get 50 followers from that, and I keep doing that all the way to the 16th song, it's gonna be way more followers listening to that 16th song.
You got that base number that's waiting already.
Right. Versus having 16 songs in an album, dropping it when I have 200 followers, and risking not even the 200 followers to listen to all 16 songs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I think about it now, especially like you said with the lack of attention that they give it to music now.
Yeah,
like it has to be like very short and
it's got to immediately grab you nowadays.
Right, like immediately. So it's like it's hard to keep fans interested for 16 songs at one time.
Yeah,
I know, or like whatever the amount is, 15, 17, whatever. Like I said, J. Cole dropped the album, right?
Yeah.
You listen to all 16? Or how many songs they had?
I skimmed through it and I didn't fully pay attention.
Right. After a while, you probably listen to the first like 2, 3. Then after a while, it just became like,
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. That's my point. That's my point. When he could have like, and that's J. Cole. That's that's J. Cole. The hardcore J. Cole fans.
Oh.
They definitely feel stronger about his music.
Of course.
Like, you know, there's definitely people who feel strong about his music, and I bet you like they haven't even listened to all 16. Like when I say haven't listened to all 16, I mean like when it came out and they got it, they ain't listened to all 16 straight. No. Like guaranteed. Like it's so hard to have somebody just sit there and listen to your whole album in one sit, or like just listen to your whole album in a short amount of time. When you could be really expanding yourself with those 16 songs. And that's just my ideology behind it, because like I said, it might be the status that I'm in right now, or the level of artistry that I'm in right now. I feel like that's a way more logical situation than releasing an album or like a 7-song EP or whatever.
You know, it's funny though you bring this up, because I totally get it now that you fully explained it. And I'm also, if anything, on your side now as far as your ideology. You know, let the singles build, live, breathe a little bit.
Right.
People come to it. You'll attract them, and then you drop the next one afterwards. Wait a little bit to see, like, how the feedback goes, and keep doing it that way.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if she's like a great example anymore of like the independent artist like that, because she's getting kind of well known now. But I'm a big fan of like Snow the Product. If you're familiar with her.
Yeah, I know who that is. She's nice.
She's oh my God, she's like
nice.
I'd put her,
nice.
and not to genderize, but I put her at like top tier female MCs right now, and throw her in the mix with the fellas too, with what she's doing. But I've seen exactly what you were blueprinting right now. Single, let it breathe for a little bit, and then I heard the fans keep clamoring, well, where's the album, where's the project?
Right.
Like, no, like you said, let it live, let them come. Then when I'm ready with like 20 certified hits already, because I got my fan base, then I can confidently drop something.
Here's the album. Exactly, she did it right.
Yeah.
I agree. Shout out to Snow the Product.
Shout out to her all the time. Yeah.
Shout out to Snow, because it's really like, and the thing is like, when the fans are like, where's the album, I feel like you don't have to fall into that like to be peer pressured into dropping an album right then and there, because the more you let them wait, the more they want it. It's not gonna be like, oh, you never release an album, I'm leaving. No, that doesn't happen. They come back to it. As soon as you drop another single, they gonna get it, and then they're gonna be like, where's the album again? Where's the album? So you just keep throwing them, you keep baiting them in. It's like baiting them. It's like putting cheese in front of the mousetrap, right? You're just baiting. Then when they're like, where's the album? And you got 20,000 people or 100,000 people begging you for an album. Here, boom, album drop. Now you have that 100,000 people buying your album, listening to your album, streaming your album, versus you releasing an album, like I said, when you had 1,000 followers. So
no, I totally get that now. It makes total sense.
That's the ideology behind that.
And also, I think I don't know if you agree with this, since you're the artist, you would know better probably, but I'm also from the day and age, I'm only 5 years older than you still, but I'm still from the time when you could appreciate one album dropping on a Tuesday when it used to drop.
Right.
And that artist wouldn't drop again till like a year or two, maybe 5 years from then. You wouldn't get another album till like a week later. So you can actually get a date, no Kanye's, you get a set date, it drops that date, and you're able to really fully absorb that album. So that's why we got still so many classics from back when. Right. Versus now.
And that's another thing, right.
Versus now, when I know you know this,
Right.
EP from just about everybody you can imagine on a Friday.
Right.
That following Tuesday, oh, here's a bonus track I forgot about, 2, 3 skippers, whatever if you want, but they're out there too. And it's, for me at least, I'm old. I got a shoddy memory. I can't keep track of anything that drops
Like
anymore.
you said, like that's another thing. The amount of content that's being put out for
too
the
much.
listeners. There's so many artists now.
Yeah.
So much good music or bad, whatever you want your opinion. But
Yeah.
for me, so much content that's being put out, they can't keep up. And also, like, is also getting, what you call it? It's also getting diluted.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because like now you have, since there's so much artists that's out there, you have artists that are top tier, then you have artists that are just doing it just cause they can now.
Or what I hate a lot too is if a sound works, everybody jumps on that sound.
Right.
Start putting shit out immediately and it
Right.
sounds exactly the same.
Right. How you feel about my music? You think I sound like a lot like other people, or what?
I hear the influences now that you named like Fab, now that you named I forget who else you named earlier too as well. But
Right.
I hear the influences, but it's
Right.
still like your own sound.
Yeah.
But I hear the influences a lot.
I take a lot of pride into not sounding like people.
but that's
my thing.
That's what I'm trying to
So
word.
I want to make sure I don't sound like anybody.
No, I'll be honest with you at all times. Like that's the thing. I don't want to sound a certain way by saying it, but I hear the influences of
No.
whoever you named before. But you're still
Okay.
you,
Right.
and I like that
Dope.
because you got the balancing of the bars and metaphors, not too heavy with either.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I like that you're setting the vibes. More importantly, you're setting the mood
Mm-hmm.
because that's sorely missed with everybody just focusing on. I got to sound like this flow. I got to sound like this sound. Everything's got to be trap, double time.
So what I say, how do I get that, and then how can I spin it with my swag, my style, and talk about my lay,
Yeah.
and my view, and my experiences, and that's how I come up with my music. So like I don't look for it to sound exactly like somebody else. I try to get like what's popping right now. Trap popping right now. All right, let me get on this trap song and flow with it how I do it. You know what I mean? Give you something different on it.
Yeah.
Hit it a different angle in a different way that I can do it and I think about it, not the way that it should sound, but the way that I want it to sound.
Yeah, I mean, being loosely influenced, taking it, playing with the sound, but doing
Right.
your own thing with it, your own
Right.
spin on it.
And I advise every artist to do that. Every artist do that. I advise every artist to be themselves. It's all about being yourself.
Yeah.
Being yourself. If you go up there and you say some bullshit, right? Like you do some bullshit. It sound like bullshit. It sound like doodle. Use it, cause that was you. That wasn't. Now, if you go up there and you sound exactly like Lil Wayne when you want to rap like Lil Wayne, I would say don't do that. Be yourself. You want to know why? Because yeah, you sound like bullshit now, or it's straight shit. But if you go and you perfect that, now what you got is you got something that nobody else could touch. Now you got you in that track. I like to think of it like I said, when somebody has that energy that as soon as they start rhyming, you know it's them. It's there. Like Lil Wayne, one of the best at vocal projection, at projecting feeling through his vocals. When Lil Wayne get on track, as soon as he comes in with an ad-lib or anything, Lil Wayne is on that track, and that's exactly what you should be aiming for, because once you have that, they can't imitate that. They can't copy that. Look at Pop Smoke. Even Pop Smoke, they have that new, rest in peace, Pop Smoke. They have that new guy who sounds just like him. I forget his name. It's like Luke Kane or something like that. Forget his name. I'm sorry. No offense. But he sounds just like Pop Smoke. But he's not Pop Smoke, right? Just look at and I'm just going based off of the stats, based off he's not Pop Smoke, and he can't be Pop Smoke.
Nope.
Pop Smoke is who Pop Smoke is. You can't replicate another Pop Smoke. It's not gonna happen. What about the dude who sounds just like Biggie?
Oh, there was a new
Gorilla
one.
Black, that's his name. Sound like
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh wow, that's a throwback.
Yeah.
Gorilla Black. Yeah.
He's
The West
old.
Coast Biggie. Yeah. I remember.
Right. Like he sound just
Or
like
Shine.
Biggie. Sound just like Biggie. Right, but you can't replicate Biggie.
No.
Biggie is Biggie. You know what I mean? Like so that's my thing. Like when you heard Gorilla Black, or you heard that that other dude sound just like Pop Smoke, right? You go, when you heard him, you was like, oh wait, that's Pop Smoke, and you're like, oh wait, no, it's not. Who's that?
I got caught.
Right, who's that? Oh, that sounds like Biggie. Oh wait, that's not Biggie. Who's that? You never say their name. You know what I mean?
Right.
You never say their name, and it's because like I said, you sound so much like another popping artist that you took away from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You took away your own
now,
message.
now that dude who sound like Pop Smoke, whenever he get on a track, you're gonna think of Pop Smoke, right? You're gonna think of Pop Smoke. Whenever that dude that sound like Biggie, you know, gets on a track, at first immediately you're gonna think of Biggie. You're not thinking of him. So you want to craft your art to where nobody else can replicate it. That nobody else replicates a Mona Lisa.
No.
Right? Like you could draw it exactly the same, but it's not gonna be Mona Lisa.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
Or you could pose like her too. Whatever.
Right. You could pose. You could do everything. You're still not the same, and that's the point.
I got the skin tone of a Mona Lisa. I think.
You do. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So
there you
close
go.
enough.
Yeah. No, perfect. Right on.
Like an avant-garde dummy.
Right on. Right on.
Got
Good.
it. But speaking of, crafting your sound, making your own presence, and making it felt like you do with your sound. I want to give you a compliment first off, is that there's no denying your absolute flow. Because
thank you.
Your flow does switch up. Like I did say before, there is the influence, I can hear it, I picked up on it from like different guys that you've mentioned.
Right.
But it's still your own because you still have the talent of being able to switch that flow even within a song itself.
Right, thanks.
Smooth Spitter is a great example of it.
Right.
And also what you got now coming out, well, it's out already, the new thing, No License.
No License.
Which I love the opening bar. It's already attention grabbing right there. Two bitches fighting over me like I'm Mike Vick. And I love that you make that the hook and then the opening bar.
Thank you.
No bullshit, no fucking delaying nothing.
Right.
No like Jay-Z, laughing, 8 bars build up, whatever. To me, like two bitches fighting over me like a Mike Vick.
Right, started off with just a bar, like a metaphor, Like,
exactly.
Just start off completely aggressive.
Touching on that, I just want to ask you kind of alluded to it, but I do want to get more insight on your process. Like, okay, you're in the studio, shout out to Mercy Studio, where you work out of,
Shout out to Mercy Sound Studios. Check them out. If you're looking for a dope studio, Mercy Sound Studios is popping. Also low key, very, very, very low key. So like that, you guys can come in and out however you like, feel comfortable. You don't have to feel like, you have to impress anybody. You come here and you be yourself.
Absolutely.
And if you book with Mercy Sound Studios, ask for Flow. I got you.
But yeah, I did want to ask you in this case too, since you're constantly in the studio, given the free time, you're here.
Right.
And you're also doing this as part of your job, actual, not your job, but, when you're given the free time, you're freelance and such too, which is awesome. How do you approach your own music? Do you start writing first?
Never.
Or do you make your own beats at all? Do you have someone that does it for you?
No. By the way, I can make my own beats, but I don't. I feel like no. You want to know why? Because I feel like then I'm replicating my rhythm over and over again. Like I feel like I'll get stuck in a loop.
So you don't want to do the Eminem thing.
Right. What do you mean by the Eminem thing?
Well, he was making his own stuff.
Okay, right,
and then
exactly.
every beat sounding the fucking same.
Right,
practically.
right, exactly. But not only that, like even my flow, because like basically, your vocal is an instrument, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm laying down the tempo and I'm putting down the beat, the drums, the kick, that. It'll sound like I'm rapping. So when I get on a beat, now I'm just going the same rhythm as I put down on production. So it's like I didn't like, and I'd rather like the process was so tedious to me.
Yeah.
That I was just like, I can't listen to these 120 kicks. I'm sorry. I'd rather mix, master, record. That'll be like that's more viable for me. Mm-hmm. Like that process of, I was like, no, just give me the beat. I like to come up with an idea, fresh, creative, and go. And also like other people, they come up with. It's like if you were a producer, your mindset on making the beat could be completely different from when I hear the beat. So those clashes and and imagery for the what it should sound like is probably what makes the beat even better, makes the song even better, I should say, because like I'm thinking different from you, you thinking different from me.
Right.
So when we put it together, you'll get something that's like more crafted.
Right.
It's more sculpted. You know
Kind
what I
of
mean?
meet somewhere in the middle.
Right. You meet somewhere in the middle, and it works.
Trim out the fat.
Yeah, it works. But yeah, so the process I usually do is well, shout out to Omar from 180. Omar from 180. Shout out to him because that was the producer for No License, and I appreciate him so much. Thank you so much.
Nice work, Omar from 180.
And actually, can I talk about that story real
Please,
quick?
go ahead.
Because how I met him, I was on live on Instagram, and I didn't know this guy from a hole in the wall, and you know, he asked me, he said, "Can I go on your live, please? Can I go?" And we went on live, and he said I inspired him so much because like he's a producer and he just loves to see, you know, somebody who's constantly doing music and just like staying so positive with it, that I inspired him.
Nice.
So like we started chopping it. I was like, you know, if you really, he asked me to work. I said, if you really want to work, hit me up in the DMs. You know, I'm gonna holler at you, and we could get something going. And when he eventually hit me with something like with the beat from No License, but it wasn't. I don't think it was exactly like that. He gave it to me, and I kind of refined it. I was like, you should take this out or do something like that. So I met up with him, right? So we started. So he gave me like a rough, right?
Okay.
So I was like, in order for me to freak this and get it to where I think it could be, you know, let's do it like this. Take this off, put this on, do that, And he started coming up with ideas. He started doing his thing. And like I said, when you have two minds that's working on the one project, you know, you get more ideas coming from different places. The frequencies I'm grabbing in my head are different than the frequencies you grabbing in your head, right? And that's how I like to explain music. That's how I like to explain it. Like, yes, it's sound, but before there was sound, it was just frequencies in the head, right? So you really creating something out of nothing.
You're pulling everything and making that
exactly. So what I'm saying is like the way I hear my frequencies and I take it from there is different than the way you do it. So we refined it, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. So I was actually on the train, and I'm listening to the beat. I always listen to the beat, and the first thing I do is I start mumbling to myself, like you know, I'm there like, you know, and I'm coming up with ideas. I'm just mumbling bullshit. There's nothing, and you know, I heard it. And the beat was a little bit aggressive, so I'm like, you know, I wanna tone that energy right there. And the first thing I came up with was two bitches fighting over me like a Mike Vick. I said, well, further extend that, the first thing I thought of was Mike Vick. Like Mike Vick, I felt like that
was on your mind.
Yeah, like not him, but the word itself sounds cool. You know, like the word is Mike Vick. You know, so I was like, Mike Vick sound real cool. Like, yeah. So I was like, how can I incorporate that into my rhyme scheme? You know what I mean? And I was like, plus I want to, like, Mike Vick is somebody that everybody know. You know, I want to make it punch. I want to make it like, let's make it like a metaphor or simile or something. Like, so that's when I came up. But he went to jail because the dogs was fighting. So I was like, oh, all right, that's right there. That's a bar. You know, two bitches fighting over me like a Mike Vick. You know, and then that's how that chorus came about. I started with that line, and then I just fed off on that. And then, like I said, when I'm doing any kind of writing, it's okay. This is the flow I got. You know, how can I switch it up now? Now the verse is coming. Now I gotta be distinctive on the verse. You know, as soon as I come in, how can I make sure that you know the verse is here? You know what I mean? So I came in, I struggled all these years, but it feels like I'm on top now. All these niggas bandwagon because I'm hot now. You know, and that's just real talk. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not that I try to be, this is what I do. I don't talk about anything that I haven't lived. It's not my experiences. I'm as real as possible, so you will never hear me talking about shooting guns. You will never hear me talking about doing coke or selling drugs. And what I know is what I know, and it's the experiences that I lived through. So I came up with the flow. Right? So then I was like, what I like to do is I write my verses in a 4-bar, 8-bar schemes. Cause that's when I feel like whenever the beat drop, that's the perfect time to switch something up if you're going to do it. Okay. You know, it's also more like where you want to put like a great metaphor or simile or crazy wordplay, because like when the beat is changing, that's when your ear tunes in. Right? Your ear's like, oh, okay, cool, the beat is about to drop. So that's when you want to put like your best like lines there. And so after I think, I don't know, 4 or 8 bars, that's when I started double down. I started double downing on the rhyming scheme. Okay. Booked the private pool, then I flew where it's hot now. I'm a whole mood, got some jewels with some rocks now. You know, like I started that, and that's basically how I do it. I like to slow things down, speed things up, and then slow them down so y'all can catch up. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or, you know, however it go, like start off rapid fast, then get slower, so like that you guys could catch up, or start off slow, then go fast, you know, just so I could keep you guys on your toes and, you know, have a story. Like there's always a climax, and then, you know what I mean? So I try to have that always, like it's a story that I'm telling within the song.
Yeah, and that's to your credit, because, yeah, it's literally like you're playing with the song within the song.
Right.
The sound, just crafting it, like take you here, pull you there, whatever, kind of just go with and sway, and all that.
And again, I always focus more on the flow than anything, because I feel like that's what brings the energy.
The flow part, you got down packed. That is impressive how you do it.
Thank you.
Literally, it's like.
Thank you.
I guess the question to be asked with that, in that case, with flow, is there, as I always used to hear from like, rest in peace, Big Pun, like he had crazy breath control. All that. Does that incorporate into what you do, or?
Breath control is definitely, yeah.
Breath control, not birth control. Let's just
breath control.
I would think Batman would at least eat a pussy for like, you know, he's probably mathematically deduced it in his head, so he's like, if I do 7 to 10 minutes approximately of cunnilingus on Selena, whatever the fucking name is, you know, aka Catwoman, that might subdue her enough for the time being. At 5-10 minutes of wet pussy juice dripping down the side of her thighs, I might be able to get away and, you know, go back to the back cave, whatever the fuck too, and then she might just give up for that night at least, robbing the bank or robbing a jewelry store or something, and maybe she'll leave it for tomorrow. She'll be so worn out from fucking her thighs trembling as my tongue goes back and forth like a goddamn chameleon, iguana, lizard of choice, whatever name insert here, whatever too. I don't know. But and also Batman doesn't have a beard. He's got like a very rugged, defined, chiseled jawline. So does the chin help when eating pussy?
But like I don't have breath control like how Big Pun has breath control, I'll tell you that. I can't, not like him. Can't breathe in as much as him.
Well, you carry a much lighter frame.
Right, that's why he just go. It goes like 5 minutes. I can't do that. But definitely it takes work, and there's been plenty of times where I'm in the studio and I'm just getting frustrated with myself because I'm like, I need to hit this, but I've been rapping so long already in that session that like it's like I need a break. I gotta get out, drink water, call a timeout, get my wind back, go back in there. Probably too hot, you know what I mean? Because I've been in there sweating my ass off the whole time.
Let's try it. Double. What's my time?
1:48.
Jesus. Let's go.
Before we let you go, of course, you know, we held you hostage here long enough and such, you know. We definitely want to touch on one more thing, which I guess is, what's your goals? Do you have any immediate goals you got? Because right now you mostly got the singles, as you said, and we alluded to.
Right.
Anything in mind, you know?
Well, my goal, like I said, the ultimate goal.
How about we do it this way? Sorry, but how about we do, let's say a media goal, like let's say by the end of the year, in a year or so, and then let's build up to like ultimately where you see yourself at the end of the day by when you can retire, hang out the mic.
Okay. All right. So immediate goal is probably, like I said, one of my immediate goals is I need to build this fan base. This is just me. Like I said, I don't stunt like I'm the biggest artist in the world, because I'm not. And I tried my hardest to build this fan base that over time since I met you, I think it's been growing pretty consistently, right?
I've seen you grow. Pause.
Right. So, like, I need to grow this fan base to where, like you said, snow the product and then drop it until she's seen that she had enough fans to do so. And basically, that's what I want to do. And like short term is get enough fans to where I have people, you know, actually like, how can I put it? Actually, like, I have enough people to where if I drop an album, I could get a good amount of money off of it because people are streaming it. They're listening, you know, they're on it, and I could get a good enough amount of money so like that it could support my next project that I'm putting out, or the singles that I'm putting out, or the music videos that I'm putting out. Because right now everything's coming out of my pocket from, you know, my work, and it would just be good to like the overall goal, which leads to my overall goal, to like just be living off of your music. You know what I mean? Living off of your music, I think that's the ultimate goal for me. And it doesn't matter on what platform, what level, because as long as I'm living off of my music, I know I'm living off of the energy that I'm spreading out. And again, the overall goal is to be living off of your music, but to be spreading as much positivity as I can. Like going out and just being a good person, having a good time, and just being like that person that's like, you know, people could count on and people could, you know, be happy around, you know? So, yeah.
Nice. Okay. So in this case now, since you made that clear, and I love that. I love that your ultimate goal is just to spread positivity, set the vibes, and make sure everybody can take in and participate on the vibes, the mood, properly set. But, you know, it feels wrong if I didn't ask it, because I got them to, whoever's watching, listening, has them to, of course, once you get that first big fat paycheck and you slap it down, you can buy whatever you got in mind. What's going to be your first ridiculous, stupid purchase you probably don't need, but you're going to probably splurge on because you just wanted it like that?
It has to be a stupid purchase?
Let's go with something ignorant and fun.
All right.
Like,
ignorant.
okay, you know, you got everything set aside for your music. It pays you back and everything too.
Right.
You're not going to be taking like food out your daughter or son's
Right.
Like, I got this money, I can fuck around with it. What am I getting?
That's a tough. You want to know why that's a tough question? Because I've been adulting my whole life, so that's a really tough question. What kind of dumb shit I buy? What kind of dumb shit I would buy? Because everything I'm thinking of is just like equipment. But like I'm like, all right, that's not dumb. So that's not dumb enough. I mean, I'll probably buy like I don't have a Rollie yet. Probably one thing I'll buy is a Rolex.
Rollie gang, me too.
Yeah, I'll probably buy a Rollie. I'll probably be
used one or new one for you?
Oh, a new one for me.
Oh, okay.
I would never do a used. That's one thing about me, guys. I'm high maintenance. I'm really high maintenance. But like I make sure I'm casual. I'm casual about it. Like I got the chain, the bracelets, the earrings. But like I make sure I do it in a way that it's not overwhelming. Like you know how a lot of rappers have a lot of chains and I'm more of like laid back than that. But I'm still high maintenance. Like I would love to have a Rollie right now. Like you know, I'll be hyped. But that's probably like the most dumbest thing I'll buy.
Do you have a specific type in mind at all? Model?
No. I wouldn't even know. I would have to like
just a Rolex.
Yeah, just give me a Rolex.
You don't want to make the mistake of buying like a woman's Rolex.
Oh no. Of course not.
It's a Rolex.
Of course not. No. Definitely a man Rolex. But like,
no, but someone could throw you off and look nice, and then like, oh shit, I bought a unisex one.
Right. I mean, even that, if it looks good, it look good. That's my. If it looks good, it look good. That's my whole thing. The whole thing is the aesthetics of it. It's not even like that it's a Rolex. It's just the aesthetics. Like this watch I had. This is more of a look. It's all scratched. I don't know if y'all can see that. But it's all scratched up. Look, it's all scratched up. It's a guess watch. Right, it's a guess watch. The shit don't even tick anymore. There's nothing tick anymore, right? But it's more of a sentiment thing. So like I got this when I was 19, and I never took it off because like it was my first gold watch that I got. Even though it's not really a gold watch, but it was my first gold watch that I got, and I wanted one just like this with the mesh, the mesh around it. Yeah. And like once I got it, I was like, this is my watch. I'm never taking it off. Like this is my watch. So the only thing that's gonna take this watch off is probably a Rolex. If I don't
Do
get
you
a
use
Rolex.
that to tell time, or are you still going to your phone?
I still go to my phone.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm terrible. Like I think it's just out of habit. First off, this thing don't tick, so I had to go to my phone. But even if it did tick, out of habit, I will still go to my phone because I'm so used to just like clicking and just be like, oh yeah, let's do that. You know, and I'm kind of like not old school that way. I know there's old school people who definitely be like, especially like if they ask you for the time. No, especially if they ask you for the time and you pull your phone out, they go, but you have a watch right there. You're like,
Oh yeah, right.
right, exactly. So,
Oops. And then you try talking to the phone. It's like, oh wait, yeah, I just look at it and it tells me time.
right.
I hope.
Right. So, and this is more accurate anyway. Yours could be 2 minutes ahead or, 5 minutes behind or something like
Or
that.
then the battery dies one day. You like half the day passes before
right,
you look.
before you even notice.
Yeah. On my way here on the train, I don't know if you ever picked up on this bad habit a lot of people have with phones now. There's the older crowd, older than us, or older heads. They use the phone. They maybe don't know about the apps that are out there like that, or the real, variety that the phone can offer now, besides just, literally calling somebody. But I saw this guy on the fucking train, which reminded me of so many people that have this, like, I want to call it nasty habit, because it's kind of like barbaric, like caveman style with the approach to the phone. He's holding the phone in one hand and he's taking the other one finger on the other hand and just typing a message letter by letter with one finger. And he's still fucking up because he's going too fast with that one finger to really even do it right.
That reminds me like a BlackBerry or something.
I miss my BlackBerry so much with the physical fucking buttons
like,
you could press. And there would be no typos. But he was getting so mad at himself for typing apparently too fast with one finger, mind you.
He's gonna break the screen.
Yeah, he just kept swiping the app up, whatever, just like, he might as well just throw the phone out the fucking door as soon as it opens.
It'll work.
Punch the phone. I think he was sort of doing that too. Now that's versus the other people I'm sure you've seen since, you're up with the times and technology and such, being an engineer, and also, you've also seen the other person that'll hold it with both hands, the phone, and try either really fast typing with the thumbs, which I can't do because my thumbs ain't fat like that, I guess, and or swiping too, and still fuck up. Now, I don't know if you can tell that kind of person from like when you text back and forth with somebody, or if like you forget. I have friends that like have typos all the time,
Right.
and I just say, you know what? At some point when it's enough, I say, you know what, just take your time, read over what you're doing,
Right.
and send it back to me.
Right.
Don't send me the rough draft. Give me the finalized version.
On a text.
It's ready to go to press.
Are we still talking about text?
About
Oh, we're not even talking about essays. Okay, we're talking about text.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that stresses me out. So you being on your phone, like I'm on my phone and all that
Right.
too. It's the popular thing to do now.
Right.
Who do you think is more gross? The one-handed with the one-finger approach, or the two-handed approach with two fat thumbs that still fuck up and type all over the place? Who's the big asshole?
I got a question. How the fuck are you thinking about that?
I couldn't help it. This guy was putting on a whole show. He was like doing the showtime on the fucking train practically.
Yeah, I would doing the whole showtime on the train. I would think it's the person who holds it with one hand and still fucks up like this.
Yeah.
Cause like, you gotta really be a fuck up to fuck this up. Like when you holding the phone and you got like one hand literally hitting every letter like nice and slow, like you shouldn't fuck up. Now the guy who's like the person who's typing fast and just like, okay, I get that because like you're just trying to be like Speedy Gonzalez on the keyboard,
Efficient.
and efficient, and that makes sense as to why you're messing up. But the person who's like just typing like this, okay, that I just did like okay.
I don't know if you're old enough to remember like the old ass home phones with like the rotary dial.
With the rotary dial.
You have to do the
Right.
1,
Right.
7,
Right.
1, 9. No, 1, 8. I'm in Queens. Oh
Yeah.
shit, fuck. I gotta do all over again.
Right,
Hang
right.
up.
Hang up.
1, 7.
Right, but that's worse than that because like literally that's like you being on a keyboard and you're typing with one hand on an actual computer keyboard
I hate that shit.
with one finger, right?
Yeah.
And you're just there and you typing every letter looking at the keyboard and you still fuck that up. I don't know what to tell you. I wouldn't know what to tell you. Yeah, obviously there's some hand to eye coordination that you don't have, but
I got a friend out there, one of my best friends. I won't say his name out of respect, but he knows who he is. He hunches over. He's bigger than I am, muscle-wise. I mean, he hunches over his keyboard still with a high-paying job. I think HR, whatever related his company, and he'll still hunch over like he does at home when I seen him like doing this thing on the computer. So he'll hunch over like a caveman, just go one at a time, peck away, peck. And this man put himself through school doing it that way too. So I don't know how long his essays, his research papers.
You gotta put your thumbs on the space bar and your index fingers over here, and you gotta start typing. You gotta. I mean, like I said, I bet you he has a lot less typos than the person who's on the phone doing this with the big hands. So.
I would hope so. I pray for him still that eventually he'll get to like 50 and such and learn how to type like a normal person.
Let's take a moment of silence for the guy who types like this.
For all the barbarians out there.
Just like, we wish him luck.
Literally a keyboard warrior. That's his approach to it. Right now you got the single out, no license. Again, shout out to Omar from 180.
Omar from 180. Shout out to Omar from 180.
For the beat. You added the flavor, the sazon, the adobo, whatever you want to label it as, to the track. It's yours now to own. Now it's out there. Spotify. Is it on Apple?
It's on Apple Music. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere you can get it.
Everywhere.
Stream that shit.
Flow
buy
God,
that
no
shit.
license.
Get that shit.
Get that shit.
You don't need a license to get it too. It's just called that.
Get that shit.
You don't even need to drive. If you have a car, they'll play it.
No license.
Just
if you don't have a license, get it.
Even if you don't have a license, get it.
Right.
But then hopefully, even if it's playing in the background, somebody gets stopped for like a traffic stop or whatever too. Hopefully that plays and then you hear that shit. It's like, listen,
hopefully
am I gonna have to ask you for your license?
hopefully you don't get put in that position.
Or imagine you get stopped and you got no license plate. It's like, officer, I got my license, just a song. You want to see my ID? I don't get ID at the club.
Right. No, I don't get ID at the club.
Well, no, I got the big face. I get ID at the club.
Right.
You do at least.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't.
Definitely.
I definitely don't. Not anymore.
Nah, man. Don't play yourself like that. You're trying to be humble, but you're a god.
I'm a slow god.
But yeah, one more time for the last time. Let's give everybody your socials, everywhere you can find you.
You can catch me anywhere. Just type in @IamFlowGod, Instagram, Facebook. Like I said, you could anywhere. I am FlowGod. That's IamFlowGod. And shout out to Mercy Sound Studios for supplying us with this beautiful studio that we in right now.
Absolutely.
And shout out to every one of y'all for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you.
And watching. We got the video version now too, of course.
Watch him. He's the star.
Well, watch me watching him, because he's the guest. That's more important. AhhFuGGiT. I'm Who This. Thank you for coming through, Flow God. I appreciate the time and the location, of course, for the visuals and vibes and such. And make sure you check out AhhFuGGiT everywhere you get your podcast from, wherever you could have fucking imagined. I'm on Amazon, for God's sakes. Let's not let Jeff Bezos play around with the billions like he's doing with rockets, just fingering, Space's clit out there too, busting the hymen and such. He's playing games with billions out there.
Yo, it's over. All right, it's over. It's over. Move the mic. Move the mic.
Thank you.
All right.